Yes, I see her in the house. Hey, Jenny. Is that the master? Is that the master? Yep. Happy Doge. Walking through all the cables. If I suddenly drop offline, it's a happy dog. I know, Binary. I know. Look, I know. He's not here though. I am not embarrassed about my opinion. It's a lovely game. It looks amazing. And I'm sure the playing is super cool and like character creation is just Craigasm. But I can't get over the writing. I'm sorry. That is a lot of stuff on your internet, Day. That is a lot of stuff on your internet. Oh, well, go have some sleep, Day. Get better, feel better soon, and I hope to see you again really, really, really soon. I'll see you this weekend, right? Daydreamer. I'll see you on Sunday, right? I hope so. Elf Fantasy Fair hype. Yeah, well, go sleep it off and say hi to your boyfriend for me. Thank you for dropping by. I hope she's getting this. I have to type everything. If she's not getting it, I'll text it her. Okay. Let's see. We're struggling through the intro of a story here, Astral. So my apologies for the short greeting.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Of course.
Actually wanna take a break in 25 minutes. I just saw one break and then continue, and there's no rest for the wicked. We have to keep on riding. No. My favorite part about writing is doing quick conversations. Like when the reader already has enough information, so you don't really have to focus on descriptions that much.
What up?
Hey!
Hello, Sneaky. Sneaky.
It is the Hatless Seer, though. And the Doge. Go on, Doge. Go and join in. Go and join in. There you go. Up. Hey, there we go. The whole family. The whole family. Doge attack. Puppy love.
Hello.
Oh, Jenny. No, don't touch my tennis ball.
25 minutes, that's too long.
Too long.
Too long. Hi, Binary.
You'll have to duck though.
Hi, Binary.
The dog is attacking.
Hi, Binary.
Jenny, come. Come. Oh, I'm being cuddled. They're not coming anywhere. Come. Jenny, here. You take? There you go, sweetie. Oh. What you say, hey, sweetie? What you say? You're talking dogs earlier. Josh is already gone. And then you were sleepy. Sleepy Dosh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What was I saying? I don't know. Something about conversations. Doesn't matter. Obviously, this will be a lot more fun when everyone knows the characters and the world and the story. But, you know, you gotta start somewhere. And this is where we're starting, so. The white ghost says, "Forget it, I'm lying down here." That's what the white ghost is saying. Let's see. But you can just give so much personality to characters by the way they talk. And I have a lot of fun experimenting with it. It's really cool. Let's go down here and fill up this new piece of white. It's white again! It's white again! Saying how you like quick convos when the reader has enough info. Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, because I love those. Very, very simply because, for the one reason, because they're page fillers. Just go like, you just write the conversation and before you know it, you have 3 pages just full. Which is very satisfying, especially after a piece like this, where you, like this, where you just struggle to get alineas on, and then if you get one of those conversations, it's just a relief. But also because it's my favorite part about writing. I love writing conversations. I actually also love to read conversations, and that's probably the reason I love Song of Ice and Fire so much, because George R. R. Martin is a wizard in writing conversations between characters. It is so much fun. So, yeah, I guess you can have a favorite part to write. So that's what I like. I have fun doing different voices for inanimate objects around my desk. Yeah. Yeah, conversation wizard hype indeed, definitely. So now I have this pivot point. If I get past the point where I am at right now, and you guys can't see it, I'm not really sure how to translate it to words talking about it. But I always have this part where I set up the chapter, which takes a long time, and then there's this one bit. If I get past that, the rest will just go. But that bit is like a hurdle. It feels like a hurdle. I have to get over that hurdle. It is in this part. I'll try to vocalize it. Right now, Gil is not too happy looking at the city over there with the smells and the people. And his friend trying to distract him from that. But Gil made a joke and his friends responded to it, and it's very easy for the characters and maybe even logical, like in real life. they either they would have a silence fall there, but I'm not sure if that will work reading it. That's what I'm trying to decide on. Yeah, his friend's name is Toffel. So I'm considering whether having a conversation go on now will feel forced. That's the problem I'm having, because it makes more sense for the friends that have a mutual understanding of Toppel knowing that Gale's in a bad mood because he doesn't like what he's seeing and smelling. It's natural for them to have a silence, but a silence you can't just leave a blank and keep going. That's not how silence works in a book, obviously. So I'm wondering if I'm going to do like like an extra description, have him think back on something. That's a very random. Yeah. That's kind of a random one, Sneaky. Where did you get that one from? So I can have him think back on things that will give more insight on the character, but then I don't know how to randomly. It will feel, for me, it feels random. I can have him. I have more descriptions, but then I don't know of what. But it has to be either one of those two, because I also kind of wanted him to say, like, mutter, I don't like cities, and then Topple could take it off from there, but that will feel forced and too direct. Duke! Hmm. I'm going with a different approach, I think. Like, is this, if once I've made this decision, the chapter can go from there. That is, it's always that, I just found it, well, while I was writing my last story, I just found that every single chapter, I reached this point where I had to make this one decision that took more effort. And once I decided on that, the rest of this chapter would just kind of come out. Yeah, the silence would probably work. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, Gil is given the impression that he is like, it will work the best. The silence would work the best. I think, yes, we're going to go for the silence, and I think it's a good point to give more information of what they're doing there. So magic. What world is a magic world? Exactly. Pray tell. Okay. Suddenly, a giant carp jumps from the sea onto the ship. Oh my god, we must catch it! It flails madly, but you notice it wearing a wizard's hat. It says in a fishy voice, What? What on earth is a fishy voice? Do describe what a fishy voice sounds like. You must save my land, it is in great peril. And then I'll throw a Pokeball at it. Astralception. Oh no! What happens here? Good to see you in this writer's exercise there, bro. Wet smacking sounds. Yeah, I suppose so. Gurgling. Gurgle. I love that word as well, gurgle. Same as gargoyle. I love those words. They're really cool. Okay, so we're getting somewhere with this hurdle gurgle. The English words though. Mm. That's too many C's. No. That's also, you don't want to, and this is a hard one when writing, you don't want to reuse the same words too much in sentences after each other. It sounded strange in my head when I was thinking Gil didn't get to see cities often and he was grateful for it. It was impressive to see. So CC was too soon after. It didn't have a flow. Then a hawk swoops down and picks up the carp. As it is carried away into the skies, it says, "You must help! You are my only hope!" And it vanishes into the distance. Fin indeed. Fin indeed. That's like a pun right into Finn there. Ah. No, I know I want to say, but this is not the right place to say it. I am writer now! Well, I know for a fact that you can write, so first-hand experience. Let's see. I have to work with this sentence because if I can just get this part, we're good. Rain Eternal, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, what up? Ah, that's another new Wowwitch emote. Cool. Cool stuff. So yeah, we're getting there. This is another part where I'm struggling with the information distribution, because I can't just full out blurt out like what they're all doing there, and I just give everything, but then it's too much information squeezed in too little bit of text. Readers will skip, either not remember it because it seems less important when it's like just squeezed in there as one of the many facts. It will not have as much feeling with it because it will just be info without any like how the character feels about it. So I have to even it out and just trust that I will get to tell everything in the course of this chapter. Being an impatient person, I'll be honest about myself here. I'm quite an impatient person when it comes to creating stuff or doing stuff. That's probably why I can't draw, because I don't have the patience to finish a drawing. Like making a proper, like awesome artist quality drawing takes hours. I just lose my patience. So it's challenging to just evenly distribute. Also, there's this thing where you make an entire world and all these characters, and I mean they're elaborate. Like I can show you. Oh, I'm doing good too, Rain Eternal. I'm doing very good. I'm doing my hobby, my job, and having an awesome time with you awesome people. So I'm very, very happy. And I'm not nervous anymore. So all this writing here is information on one character. And then here's the back. I didn't write this one. So let's go to this one. So you have all this information on this character, right? And then this is the background of that character. Oh, there you go. All of this is the background of the character. All my characters have this, or are going to have this. I haven't finished all of them yet. But and then there's this thing is filled with information about the world. Oh, there's the camera. So naturally, if you put that much in, you want to share it. You want to share all this stuff. Yeah, yes, I did. So it makes you. It's hard to go like, okay, I've put a lot of thought in this little bit of information, but it is completely useless in this part of this chapter. And then you have to leave it out. You have to leave it out, or it's just distracting. This is exactly why my graphic novels books are in the stages they are in. I keep losing focus and or patience. What I tend to see in my mind is hard to replicate on paper. It is. Yes. That is a big part of the skill of writing. And a big challenge, but it is very cool when you get it. And I mean, you can edit as much as you like. Just make the first draft and then keep going over it until you're happy with it. I'm very lucky with my book being published now, because I got myself an editor and he went over it and cleaned up my. I mean, I thought I had edited well. I had gone over it 4 times, and taking stuff out and rearranging it and cleaning up the sentences and the conversations, and I thought I had it down. But he went over it, and what came out was freaking amazing. I'm so happy with it. So actually, I think it helps to have someone else read it as a reader and then have them give feedback on. They'll actually tell you quite honestly Like, I don't know why this was in there, or I found this chapter a bit long, or I got confused about because of this. And then you can edit it. Yeah. It's I know I found it quite painful to do because, you know, every little thing you put in there, you put a lot of effort and thought into. And it's there's actually a term that writers use. They call it kill your darlings. They call that process of taking out stuff that you're really proud of, that you really put in there with like love for your story and your world. And you have to scrap it, some of it, not all of it obviously, but you know, where it doesn't fit, you have to either scrap it and replace it. And they call that killing your darlings, and it really does feel that way. I have a big problem with it. Yeah, it's what I'm struggling with here. I have actually opened up a spot for myself to tell you, because obviously, well, in my mind obviously, but what I try to do with the characters is like they are looking at the city and they look at it like Gale doesn't think a city is quite normal. So, you know, so he is there for a reason, and I have given myself an opening to tell about this reason. But I have to tell a little bit about it. Not every, I don't want to just spill it out. I actually have one part of the reason would be fun to keep it a surprise. Like, you know, it's a bit like marketing. You have to make the reader curious to keep reading. That is actually the purpose of the first chapter. The first chapter has to give the reader the feeling, I want to know what happens next. And if you get that, then you're settled. If they get past the first chapter and don't put your book down, then you're doing an absolutely amazing job. You're doing it right. So I think I'm going to keep the core of the reason why they're there vague. I think that's a sound strategy in this particular story right here. All that thinking aside, Rain Eternal, you are making graphic novels. I am really envious of that. Because I cannot draw. But that's really cool. Tell us more about it. Are you planning on sending it to publishers, or you want to make a online graphic novel, or it's just for a hobby? Tell us about it. What are they about? It's really, really cool. Let's see. Delay is kicking in. Stream delay hype. I keep rambling, but you know, words. Instead of talking about this hurdle, I have to take it. I have to get this done. It's something that more or less started as a hobby. I've got 4 in the pipeline so far, and all of them are inspired by dreams I've had. That sounds really interesting. That sounds really, really cool. Dreams are a very cool inspiration source. Your mind cannot make up that stuff when awake. It's really funny. How do I want to word this? Opportunities, I think. Yeah, let's go with opportunities. I don't know how to write it though. Opportunities. Or upper or upper. Ha! Good guess again. Plenty of opportunity, and there was always plenty of opportunities. To be had? Is that proper English? Is this proper English? It sounds nice, but I'm not sure if it's correct. There was always plenty of... There were always plenty. Definitely were.